Welcome into the Creighton Basketball Newsletter. I'm Jon Nyatawa with the World-Herald, here to break down the latest in Creighton hoops. The Jays haven't played, what are we at, 10 days now? I'm recording this on a Monday, so maybe 11 or 12, depending on when you watch this video. Creighton's had its previous two games canceled, or maybe postpone's the right word, because the Big East has updated its COVID policy, its COVID scheduling policy since we've last had this interaction, me standing in front of a camera, since Creighton's last played, honestly. So went into the season, the Big East was going to assign forfeits to teams that they couldn't take the court because of COVID-related issues, and that changed because, well, the Omicron variant has changed the game in sports, from the pro ranks all the way down to college as well. So at this point, Creighton's 1-0 in Big East play. Still coming off that win against Villanova. That happened, again, like I said, a while ago, December 17th. The Jays, opened Big East play with a splash, a really impressive performance against the Wildcats, and they haven't played since. So the Paul game, canceled, postponed. They're going to try to reschedule. We'll see. It's going to be tough to do that. And then Georgetown at home was set to be played on Tuesday of this week, and that has been postponed as well. So up next is Marquette on the road, and we'll see. I mean, that's the thing. I'm recording this on a Monday. It's almost dangerous to record a video because things can change. They're changing by the minute. Teams like Creighton took time away from the college game and went home to celebrate Christmas with their families, with their friends. And I think it's quite possible that you're going to see more games postponed or canceled and more teams entering COVID pauses because there's just going to be more people testing positive for the virus, which, like I said, the Omicron variant has it's impacted the schedules and the player availability of the NFL, NBA, and obviously college basketball. So the Big East and Creighton are dealing with that, and we'll see. We're kind of in this state of, you wake up on a morning, you don't know what's going to happen in terms of even on game day, whether or not that game will be played. And it's unfortunate to be here because it feels a lot like last year, and that wasn't all too fun. So we'll see how things transpire. But as of now, Creighton will have a 14-day break between the Villanova game and its next scheduled game against Marquette, it could be good in that the Jays were riding their starters pretty hard, and so those guys had logged a lot of minutes and picked up some bumps and some bruises. So they're going to get some time to relax and recover. A guy like Sharif Mitchell, the Jays had kind of sat him down and wanted him to try to rest up and heal up, and they were going to reevaluate him last week after the DePaul game was the plan, just to see, maybe set a new timeline of where he was, because he's been in and out of the lineup all season dealing with a groin injury. So it's good in that sense because the Jays can, again, sort of get off their feet and recover and recharge a little bit. But on the other side, you're like, wow, Creighton had some momentum there, right? Beat Villanova, played its best game of the season, and they wanted to kind of keep that going and see what they could accomplish going into a game against DePaul, which was going to be a really good test. Both of those teams, Creighton and DePaul, are kind of like, at this point in the year, I know it's kind of early to talk about the NCAA tournament, but like they're both on the NCAA tournament bubble, so it would have been an intriguing matchup between two teams trying to kind of add a notch to their resume, and maybe a game that we look back on in March that was a determining factor of whether one or both got in or didn't, or neither got in. So that was going to be interesting. But that game, the Creighton didn't get that opportunity. Doesn't get the opportunity to play Georgetown on Tuesday, and so a lot of practice, which, again, that could be good. The Jays have plenty to work on and lots of concepts to kind of keep drilling into their young team, and some continuity to build and some roles to maybe more specifically define, some confidence to gain, particularly as shooters, and ball handlers. But they need game reps. They need actual sort of in the moment, in the heat of the battle sort of experiences to continue the growth process. And as painful as it can be at times for Creighton fans, I mean, the Arizona State game was probably the greatest example of that, where the Jays are just going to have to work through some issues at times, and they're going to take some losses that they maybe didn't want to or weren't expected to take. but that's just part of the growth process of this team. It's not going to get to the end without having to deal with a bunch of bumps in the road, and there will be some fun high moments, but also some lows, and that process is still ongoing. Creighton hasn't elevated itself out of that just yet with this young roster, and so not having games not having these 2 games, at least, maybe you have to press pause a little bit on that development process and see where the Jays are at after they get back on the court and start playing more regularly. So we'll see what happens. I mean, we've learned a lot about this team already. I mean, we've learned a lot about their toughness and their grit. That Villanova game, it was played at the Wildcat style. Like, they slowed the tempo of the game down. They made Creighton work defensively. They tested their discipline. They tried to take away what Creighton was trying to do with its pace offensively, and stylistically, it more fit what Villanova wants to do than what Creighton wants to do. Yet the Jays hung in there and sort of, were willing to kind of do battle in the trenches, I guess, with the reigning Big East champions. And so I think you have to applaud Creighton's guys, its players, for their focus, their effort, and their tenacity in that game. And we've seen that from this team for much of the season. And so some nights the shots haven't fallen, some nights the precision hasn't quite been there as they've worked through some of the growing pains, but there's something about the makeup of this group, just from the mentality, their approach, that has served them well and will continue to do so as the season goes on. So it's a different Creighton team, and that's what's interesting about it. And I'm still kind of curious if what we've seen through, where we had 12 games, if 12 games is the blueprint, or if Creighton's going to continue to evolve stylistically from an identity standpoint, even as the season goes on, because the Jays haven't shot the 3-ball well. They really haven't pushed tempo in the way teams have tried to take this away from them, and the book's out. They know that Creighton likes to play fast, but Creighton's been really efficient in the half court, and so like I said, they didn't mind against a team like Villanova, which wanted to slow the game down, and I think it was something like 60 possessions. It was a kind of a grinder, but Creighton's been cool with that this year in games like that. So the Jays have attacked inside and played through their big men. They've blocked a ton of shots. Ryan Kalkbrenner's been a difference maker on the defensive end, the 7-foot center. They're grabbing offensive rebounds. It's a different makeup, a different look, or has been through 12 games, and you wonder if that's going to continue. I think it probably will, just given that this is the personnel, this is the roster who Creighton has, but there's going to be improvements. I think that's the big thing. We've already seen that to this point, that the Jays have gotten better since the start of the season till now. And, that's, what does that stretch? A couple months worth of basketball? Well, what happens between, what lessons do the Jays learn in January and February, and where are they at in March? How different of a team is it going to look? Because they look drastically different today than they did on the season, the day of the season opener on November 9th. So it's going to be different. They're going to get better. They're going to improve, and it'll be interesting to see how they do during that process. But it's a weird time, and we're in the middle of it. Once again, unfortunately, COVID is impacting the college basketball schedule, and every day is going to be a different adventure, it seems like. So we'll see if the Jays can get back on the court. Again, scheduled to play Marquette on Saturday, and we'll have plenty of coverage leading up to that game, and then after it. Creighton's in the middle of the Big East play, so the grind begins, and the league's really good. So I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you for taking the time to stop by and check out our Creighton coverage. We got more for you coming. I'm Jon Nyatawa. Have a great day.